Hey, ladies, this is Marcia here with another episode of the Lady Strong Fitcast. I have another special guest today. My guest is LSF member. Hello, how are you? Jennifer. Jennifer and I are going to be talking about the art of confidence.
So the big question is this. How were two women who didn't cheat and purchase a gym franchise model, how were they able to spread their mission and purpose by empowering and transforming hundreds of women's lives through fitness, nutrition, mindset, and accountability with a micro gym business model of women only? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. We are Lady Strong Fitness.
Jennifer, how are you today?
I'm good.
Good. I had a brief conversation with you prior to us hitting the record button. And I was telling you how since you've joined, your confidence, you just exude with confidence. You can see it. I want to talk a lot about that because I want people inside our gym to have the same amount of confidence as you do, or if not more. So we're going to get a little bit of vulnerable and things of that nature. But before we do all that, I know who you are, but for the people that are tuning in today and watching, tell the ladies a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Jennifer. I am married. I have 3 children. My son just turned 21, a daughter who's 16, and my youngest is a daughter who is 12. I work with 4-year-old preschoolers, so my day is very eventful. I am on the go quite a lot with the kids, running around the classroom and stuff. And when I come home, I like spending time watching my son who builds droids and my daughters who play sports, both basketball, volleyball, and softball.
So you're a busy bee.
Yes, I am.
So you work out at 5 a.m. That's really early.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it is. No excuses. And I know right now you're working out 5 days per week, correct?
6 days.
It is.
I work out every day except for Sundays.
Okay. So let's talk about that a little bit because I mean that's a lot, but given prior to Lady Strong, you had a little bit of experience working out somewhere else at a similar style as us. And I know when you first joined, we're going to get a little bit of vulnerable now here. It was about, I want to say within a month or so of you joining, you signed up for our 21-day challenge.
Yes, I did.
And I remember, and I think you know where I'm going with this here.
Yep.
And I hope it's okay. I have your permission to talk about that if that's okay. Okay.
That's fine.
So for the 21-day challenge, it was during the orientation. It was a requirement. Everyone had to show up. You had to get weighed in. And you hopped on the in-body scan, and you, to your surprise, you were astonished by some of the results that you had received on the scan in comparison to your previous scan. And I remember I was walking past you and I saw that you had your head down and then you started to cry, and I asked what was wrong, and you were really defeated, you were discouraged, and you were really hard on yourself and you're beating yourself up. So let's talk about that a little bit. How and why did that happen? And then we'll kind of go from there.
Well, just a little bit about myself. When I tried to have children, I found out that I have polycystic ovarian syndrome. So from that, I was told that it was hard to have children, but also it's been extremely hard to lose weight and stuff. I gained all my weight 21 years ago when I had my first child, which was my son, and I have never really been able to chip away at that. So like you said, I had previously been at a gym and seen some results, but not the kind of results that I saw at Lady Strong Fitness and stuff. So I joined Lady Strong Fitness on December 18th, and that's when I had my first weigh-in. And then I began the 21-day challenge, and I believe my muscle mass had gone down like pretty significantly. It was, I believe, like 72, and it dropped down to like 69.
Mhm.
And then my body fat went up, and I would just felt extremely defeated because, like you said, I have faithfully been at the gym at 5 a.m. Haven't really missed a day and stuff, and felt that I was putting in all this work and not understanding what was going on. And I remember, speaking with you because yes, I was extremely defeated, ready to just throw in the towel and like, what am I getting myself into? When I spoke with you. So
Yeah.
that was extremely I don't know. Like it was a time where I felt that someone cared about what was going on and took the time to like explain things, because I'm a novice at the numbers and the calculations and what that in-body scan actually, means and
Yeah.
stuff. But I've never been the type of person to ask questions and stuff, because I've always felt, just not confident, in myself. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I felt. I had so much to be thankful for.
Yeah.
But yet I couldn't be thankful for it because I just didn't know, how to,
Yeah.
I was putting in all this work,
Right.
but yet not seeing the results and
Right.
actually seeing it go the opposite direction than
Yeah.
what I wanted it to go.
So let's talk about that, because right away I stopped you. I was the type, I wanted to light a fire under your ass. I did. I said, let's use this as motivation. I said, we have 21 days that we will be working closely together. I promise you it can only go uphill from here. And honestly, I thank you, because you did trust me. You, like you said, you could have given up and you didn't. So what we did, I explained everything and how the numbers work and where you are and how we can get back, and if not better, to where you were at the beginning and your first initial scan. So let's fast forward after that 21 days, the weigh in, and you had to then, after the challenge, towards the end of the challenge, you had to weigh in again. Mind you, that first week of that challenge, it was pretty intense because we had a 5-day detox. I want you to share the 5-day detox. What was your results within that week after weighing in after the 5 days of that detox?
After the 5 days of the detox, I had lost 7 pounds.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah. So that's awesome right there. And that was just from the time that we had spoken and fast forwarding 5 days later. And just that short span of time, you managed to not only trust the process, but get results throughout that 5 days.
Right.
Okay. So now after that first week, you still had 2 more weeks remaining. Let's talk about that last weigh-in for that 21-day challenge.
During those last 2 weeks, I gained back 2 pounds. So my net result of the 21-day challenge was a 5-pound decrease and stuff. And I'm happy to say that I have maintained that 5-day 5 pounds decrease. But and maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but what I also gained out of doing the 21-day challenge is just a different sense of thinking. Prior to going into the challenge, I focused a lot on weight and the scale and whatever that said. But what I learned during the 21-day challenge is it's not all about the scale. It's about what you consume, the amount that you consume. I used to think that carbs were bad, and not your friends, and stuff within means and stuff like that.
Right.
But I just learned, and I was educated about what things to look for and concentrating on making sure that you get enough protein, making sure that you get enough sleep, making sure that you get enough water. I consume about 120 ounces of water daily since the challenge.
Awesome.
And
That's
stuff.
so cool to hear. Yeah.
So it's just my mindset has changed from the scale, the amount on the scale, to how I feel.
100%.
Because again, I might be getting ahead of myself, but I show so much, confidence and
You do.
stuff. And
Yeah.
everyone, people at work, people, at, in the neighborhood, people at my daughter's, games and stuff like that. I mean,
Now,
I feel good about myself.
yeah, that makes me so happy. So now that is not only start to translate in the studio, but now outside the studio in your personal lifestyle. Look at that smile. So like you said, yeah, you kind of got ahead of yourself there because, that 21 days I think was a game changer for you. But what I really want to talk about, girl, let's talk about how I was in class one day and you show up wearing your leggings and a sports bra and you're like, I've never done this before. And I'm like,
I
who
have
is
it.
this person? That's the type of confidence that, like, I mean, honestly, it's contagious. Like, I would love for every single person inside the studio to have. And I think you could credit that not only towards the challenge, but like you said, reframing your mindset to think differently and not always worrying about that number on the scale. Now, if you had to give advice to any of the women about how to change your mindset or to think differently and to get, increased or gain confidence, what would that be? What does that look like? What would be your advice for them?
I I've stopped caring what other people think and started caring about how I think.
Yeah.
And I think once you change that mind frame and not worry about, the person next to you, maybe they're, pressing, 20 pounds, and you're only pressing 15 pounds. But also, I think you just need to take that risk, take that challenge yourself. Don't be afraid to fail, So I'll tell you a story. I'm on the axle bar and stuff. And the other day at class, I was like, oh, I can press, 25, I think I put 35 pounds on each side, and stuff like that. And I was like, it's just one rep, I can do it. Well, I failed miserably, I couldn't get it up. And I was just like, okay, next round, I'm just going to take it off. But you know what? If you don't take those risks, and don't challenge yourself, you're never gonna, advance to the next point and, next level, and stuff. And I began to believe in myself a little bit more and not try to hold myself back, So I think that an advice that I would give is challenge yourself, and stuff. You can do whatever you set your mind to it. And it's kind of like, things that I tell my kids and stuff. If you go into something with a feeling like I'm not going to succeed, then you're not going to succeed.
Yeah.
But if you go in saying, okay, the outcome is going to be whatever the outcome is going to be, and I'm going to, work with those challenges, work with those obstacles. I'm sorry. I get emotional about this, because anything that anyone sets out to do, I believe that you can do it, and stuff. And like I said, I've been held back so long. I've seen the most results in these past. On Monday, I know that I completed my 75th class at Lady Strong Fitness on Monday and stuff. And I've been a member since December, so I'm coming up to my 3 months, and I've never had these results. And I credit it to your coaches, your company, because it's a well-rounded organization. You don't just concentrate on exercise. You concentrate on the mind, the body, the physical, how to eat, the right way. You listen to, questions. There's no stupid question, and stuff. I mean, just ask, because you're not going to be able to educate yourself and get to that next, level to feel good about yourself if you don't ask the questions.
Yeah. People need to understand that this journey, honestly, it's like a roller coaster ride. It's never perfect. You're not going to be here all the time. You might plateau a little bit, but for the most part, it looks like this, right?
Yeah.
Nothing's ever perfect, but it's a matter of how you get on the ride, if you stay on and if you enjoy it, right? In order to get to that goal that you're wanting to ultimately reach. Now, my question for you is, what would you tell the old Jennifer to the new Jennifer, or the new Jennifer to the old Jennifer, excuse me, what would you tell, what does that conversation look like? The things that you know now versus what maybe you thought you knew back then, but you didn't know. What would that conversation look like?
Well, like I said, back then I knew nothing about how anything, and stuff. I mean, I would say, like I said, ask those questions. Don't hide behind, oh, I'll get the answer, over the internet, or from someone who may or may not know. Go out and explore, and like ask those questions. Be I think I would say you needed to be more vulnerable. And
I
stuff.
like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And I really believe that even if we didn't have the answer, we'll find the answer. But it's like you said, it's so much better than listening to all the trends that you see on social media or the internet,
Right.
or engine search, Google, or whatever it is. It's, don't guess. Allow our team to assess and prescribe you whatever it is, a goal for you to reach, each milestone, whatever that looks like. It doesn't matter. But the worst thing you could possibly do for yourself is to guess. And that's why you want to leave that up to the experts, which would be our Green Squad team, the coaches in the front desk. So to wrap things up here, Jennifer.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure. Go ahead. Take the mic. You're good.
Start simple. Don't concentrate on so many things. And I think that's what the old Jennifer did, concentrated on so many things that I needed to change. Instead, just break them down into individual small goals and components that you can accomplish, instead of looking at the huge picture, like, oh, I need to lose weight, I need to do my protein, I need to get them out to the right amount of water, and it's so complex. But if you take it down into the small victories, and I think that's what helped, what helped me too.
Very cool. I like that a lot. Thanks for sharing that. Again, to wrap things up here, one last question I want to ask you. We're talking all about the art of confidence and where you began when you first started your journey at Lady Strong and where you are today. If you had one last piece of advice to give anyone who's listening in today, what would that be?
It takes a while to form a habit. Stay with it and believe in yourself, and you will see the results as long as you stay consistent in your journey and what your goals are.
I think that's a very good answer. I really do. And don't be afraid to wear them leggings and sports bra in class. I want to see more of that. I love that. I'm telling you.
I keep on doing it.
Yes, that's very cool. Honestly, it's been a pleasure having you in class at the 5 a.m. I know the ladies love having you there. You got Suzanne, and shout out to Renee. I know she's kind of sidelined for right now, but either way,
She's back.
Is she back? Yeah. Yes, that girl. So Renee, I hope you're watching this. Shout out to Renee. Thanks, Renee. Welcome back. But
and Julia was the one who brought me to.
Yes. Shout out to Julia as well. Yeah. And you can't, let's be honest, you can't do this journey alone. Nobody can do it.
No, you can't.
It takes a team. You need accountability. You need a support system. And that's why our environment, we get along so well, because we have that for support. It doesn't matter if it's the front, the back, the side, somebody's there, regardless of where it's at. I know in class, you got girls all around you, right? And it's really nice to just have it's contagious. It really is. So I thank you so much for being on here today. It's I said, it's been a pleasure having you in class. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you, ladies, for tuning in. With that being said, make sure to catch us on the next episode of the Lady Strong Thickcast. Have a good day, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us today. If you like this episode, subscribe to our YouTube channel or find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or whatever your favorite place is to listen to podcasts. And if you really liked this episode, please leave a review for us on iTunes. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.